This is George for title, and the Mr.
Man of Truth down here in what I call the Los Angeles area, hanging out with George. George, thanks a lot. I appreciate the hospitality.
Thank you for coming down.
It's great. George and I, yeah.
Yeah, we're hanging. We're hanging in Southern California for the next few days. Friday, we start shooting the sequel to Hyperinflation Nation. Man of Truth is going to probably do an interview for the documentary as well as Vision Victory. Maybe we might, we're actually going to be staying at the Beverly Hilton in Beverly Hills for the next 2 weeks producing the documentary. And you're pretty excited to be down here in Southern California.
Well, it's nice to take a break from Utah.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's
the weather's definitely better here right now.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to the beach, George, okay? I'm going to
Yeah.
get my feet in the sand. We're going to do it.
Yeah, it's like 10 o'clock at night, guys, and the weather's fine right now. I mean, we have a fire really just for fun. You don't need a fire right now to survive.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, you could sleep outdoors. And
Okay, yeah, George, you're right. So, I have the iPhone. That's one thing I like having. So I'm going to check out weather in Utah.
okay, great.
Okay, that's 58 degrees in Manti, Utah. This kind of, when it's warm, it can be warm all over the west.
Interesting.
But the low in Manti, Utah.
I'm feeling that heat off of that fire.
Okay.
You like it?
Oh yeah, it's good.
Okay.
Let's look at Friday. Friday, the high in Manti, Utah is going to be 45. The low is going to be 29. On Saturday, coming up pretty soon, the high is 36.
Wow.
The low is 19.
Oh my God.
So if you don't have like a cold weather sleeping bag or a lot of blankets and
You're
shelter,
gonna freeze.
you're dead.
Yeah, you're
That's-
dead.
Yeah, and you don't really know it until you experience 19 degrees, and if the wind's going, it's even worse. So that's why it's always good to go somewhere, and then you understand it better.
So one of the things that you were talking about coming down here, things are really heating up. The dollar, I think, hit 1,115 or 16.
Yeah, 15-year low today, I guess.
And I think we had a 52 month low in the dollar index too.
And a 15-year low too.
15 year.
15 years, yeah.
Wow.
And then Tim Geithner said he's going to strengthen it, which probably means higher interest rates,
Okay.
which means more economic pain for people.
Which we don't have enough right now. I mean, basically everybody's getting laid off right now. So what we're predicting, or what I think MOT is predicting, is some major changes happening in the next couple months.
Well, people, you know, right now they talk about this jobless recovery, and, you know, some of my videos talked about you throw trillions at it. You've seen cash for clunkers.
Oh yeah.
But whenever you're like taking money from somebody, or whether you're printing it out thin air, it's not real. And so whether they give you $8,000 to put down a house or $4,000 for a cash for clunker, that's not fixing the economy. That's temporary things. And so, like Tim Geithner, I was hearing today on the radio driving down here that he's got to reduce this 1.4 trillion a year budget deficit.
Yeah.
And, you know, if people aren't paying taxes and they don't have jobs,
There's no way they're going to do that.
collect less taxes, the deficit will go up. You know, so we owe trillions, and we're not coming out of this depression that we're in.
There's just no way.
So,
The U.S. is not in a recovery. I mean, anybody worth their salt can tell that. That's in our movement, but apparently we're a very small percentage of the population. Majority of the population is going to believe the mainstream media, and they're going to assume that things are going to be better in the next couple months. And what we're telling the people that listen to us is buckle down, prepare, cut back, prepare for survival, because that's what it's going to be about.
exactly. You know, I was talking to some people tonight. Somebody lost their job last week. So people aren't saying, hey, I got a brand new job, unless they're like building roads with, you know,
The
artificial
government.
money.
Exactly.
But George, when I was out here 8 months ago, there was no road, 8 or 10 months, maybe it was a year ago, whatever, no road construction. And now it's everywhere. People see it. You know, I put up a video about road construction, and people see it all over the country.
Well, your stimulus dollars at work.
At work.
Basically being wasted. So anyways, a lot of big things on the horizon for my channel, Man of Truth's channel, and I just wanted to do a shout out we're having a conversation out here, and I just wanted to get you guys involved in it and say, hey, Man of Truth, Southern California.
It's great. George and I kind of reconnecting, And the whole thing about this, George, and I'm excited to meet other YouTubers down here. I'm anticipating that. Is it's making new relationships. You know, I mean, we didn't even have this planned out.
No,
He
not
said,
at all.
Mott, come on down here. And I said, I'm out. I'm out of Utah for a little while, and it's just great. And I'm gonna have a lot of fun the next 5 days. Shoot a lot of videos,
And have tons of fun.
yeah, and drink water and go to the beach. Rock on, George. Thanks, man.
Take
This
care.
is
Peace
great.
out, guys.
Boom. I mean, survival's fun no matter where you're at. But having studied it for many years, there's the rule of kind of three. You can go 3 minutes without air, 3 days without water,
Yeah.
30 days without food, about 3 hours without shelter. You know, obviously.
3 hours without shelter?
Well, like in Utah, if you're up in Utah and it's
So that's the thing in Southern California. I don't think people understand is in Southern California, you don't need shelter. You don't
it's
need
true.
shelter.
I know.
You can actually live outdoors. People don't realize that. So when economic collapse hits, I think a lot of people are going to realize we actually have a lot of houses made out of stucco. Stucco, insulation, and wood are not necessary. You're going to start finding that out. Or people are going to start finding that
So
out.
shelter won't be a problem. What'll be a challenge is food and water.
I don't even think food and water is going to be a problem there.
Well,
You know why?
we can talk about
Because
that.
of the weather, we can raise food all year round here. The problem here is the security.
Well, that's where we get to with food and water. Because let's say you're growing a beautiful tomato patch. If it's visible and people are hungry, some people are gonna try to help themselves. to
I
those
don't
tomatoes.
think that'll happen. But I just have a different opinion on that.
Well, okay, right now, is there theft? There's theft down here in Southern.
Yeah, there's theft, but it's more like younger kids. Parents are working 2 or 3 jobs, and they're breaking into cars. They're doing a variety of things. So.